I should find some music. What would be a good thing to play that's also not gonna get me unmuted? Yeah, we'll listen to the Night List soundtrack. Pretty sure that's fine. Back. Loud. Okay. Now, how is my voice compared to... This will be a good volume, I think. Probably. I should, like, compare my voice to the words. No, the noise. Yes. Okay. I should, Discord alert first. What? What did you say? The webcam's not on yet. Giving people a couple minutes to join in first. You okay, Mako? No, but yes. I will be, is the answer to that question. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. This is a fun song to play on bass. It is 2:43 for me. Interesting. I had 4 hours. I had 4 hours of sleep today, after being in the woods all night, and I have Saturday night. I ate a burger and some chicken fries. Sunday, I ate nothing. Sunday night, I ate 1.5 chocolate bars. This morning, I ate a muffin. And that is it. My sister and cousins are going to Subway in a Chinese place, and they're going to bring me back a sandwich, and it is going to be the best sandwich I will have ever eaten in my life. Because I am happy to be alive right now. Have you seen any creature on your voyage? I saw many creatures. I saw, bird. I didn't see many creatures. I saw like one bird. There were birds inside my head. I don't know how that happened, and I don't remember what that meant or what it felt like, but there were birds in my head somehow. I'm crazy, by the way. I'm crazy now. I've actually like lost my sanity. It'll come back, but right now I'm that person your mama warned you about. Okay. Oh no, I should really quick check my audio levels. Sure. My audio. Okay. Oh no, I should. Okay. Wait, shit. Oh no, I should. Wait, no. Okay. I'm that person your mama warned you about. Okay. Oh no, I should really quick check. Yeah, okay, volume's good. Alright, so I'm gonna switch on the webcam. I looked away and I thought that I was gonna lose tracking on my VC face, but I'm not using VC face right now. I am... Where is it? I am here. Hello. I'm not using VC face because I'm not... Has Avery spoken yet? I don't think Avery spoke yet. That is just a white void behind me, huh? Mako sounds more lively now. Yeah, you tend to be lively after almost dying. Or at least thinking you're dying. Okay. Yeah, so there's a reason there's a trigger warning in the title, which is there, that way probably. I'm not someone who does trigger warnings, but I'm gonna be saying some shit. And if you think it's a bad idea to hear about somebody saying all of the reasons there are to die and not live anymore, if you think that'll be bad for you, you should click off of this stream. But I will also say, this has a happy ending. I have not given up. I am not going to kill myself. But boy, have I been thinking about it. Boy, have I been thinking about it. I am such an oversharer. I'm saying this right now to a group of random strangers on the internet. Because I have no choice. This is just what I do. I don't know. I don't know why I'm like this. Like, normal people kind of keep this kind of thing to themselves, but I think it's worth sharing, and I'm not ashamed of it. People can make fun of me. People can say, "Oh, you're weak and pathetic if you even think about taking your life," and that's right. I am weak and pathetic, and I'm okay with that. I'm not ashamed of that at all. That's the thing. People can mock me all they want for it. People can call me an idiot for oversharing about this stuff. And that's okay. I'm okay with being an idiot who overshares. I'll take that. That's fine. I have fun with it. It makes me happy. It makes me happy to share my stories. Mako, you go through periods of oversharing and then the opposite. Do I do the opposite? I never shut up. I have said enough words over the past 24 hours to write multiple books. Can you sing Ilium from Elden Lied? That's probably not a real thing. Alright, so I'm gonna try to figure out where to begin. Avery can come in anytime they want. I don't know what they're waiting for. I know they're here. I know Avery is here, and I know that you guys will be able to hear them when they decide to speak. They're just not speaking right now. Unless they fell asleep. I don't know. I don't think... Ilium from Elden Lied is a real thing you encounter swine? Isn't it Elfin? Isn't it like Elfin Lied? Are you confusing it with Elden Ring? I don't know. You're stronger than us collectively. Your audience consists of betazoids. I'm really not. I'm really not strong. I'm a very weak person. So, yeah, I think 25 viewers. Cool. Okay, story time. Story time. Story time. There's a lot of things to say, and I've already told the story like 5 times to 5 different people. So I will start with a linear series of events of what occurred. So, last night, Avery and I gathered some supplies, and we walked out into the woods in the middle of the night. I have been deciding for a while. I had decided that I was going to take a large dosage of psilocybin mushrooms because I know that there is something very... Ah, what are you doing? 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 Hi. I've known for a while that there is something very wrong with me. I've done shrooms before, and my experiences on them have been, like, pretty overwhelmingly positive. Not always, but now I've had some pretty positive experiences on them. But, lo and behold, I still have depression. So, I figured, there's something wrong with me, and I need to explore what it is and figure it out, and I need to go deep into my own psyche. So, I decided to take a large dose, 6.66 grams, the satanic dose, because I had decided I am fine with going through hell if it'll fix me. So I did the funny Satan number, which was more than I needed, I'm pretty sure. The trip lasted 9 hours, which is more than it's supposed to. 9 hours after I ate the shrooms, I was looking at my hand and my fingers were changing size right in front of me. The ratio of the proportion, like my fingers would get bigger compared to my palm and vice versa. There sides was wiggling around. I was looking at my ceiling, and it was like someone was scraping like a watercolor brush and like just bending the light on my ceiling. Can you show that little Felix hanging thingy on the mic? Sure, this is my little Felix hanging thingy on the mic. I don't really want to bring it closer, but that's it. Lean shrooms? I don't know. Oh, that's another one. That's hanging from that light up there. Both of these were given to me by a friend who is not my friend anymore. Kind of sad, but I don't know. I think we both wish each other the best. This is not staying good. Oh, it wasn't tight enough. Okay. Therapy greater than 666 grams of drugs. It wasn't 666 grams. That might actually kill you. I don't.
6 kilos of a psilocybin. What if farm is worth?
I can't even fucking imagine what that must be like. Holy shit. Like, there's... The word intense does not do justice to certain things. But no, this was 6.66. 5 grams is what is considered a heroic dose, where like anything above that, it's like you're in for a fucking time and it's probably gonna be very painful, but you'll get through it. I've done 4 grams before and I was able to handle that. I was not able to handle 6.66. I utterly failed to handle it. I did for a while. I did for a while. I was like, the Paralysis sticker, thank you. I forget where this came from. I think my sister might have like bought a sticker pack somewhere and she gave me some. I don't know. Probably throw up. Maybe. I didn't throw up during this because I had fasted for over 24 straight hours because I knew I was going to be in the woods all night and I didn't want to have to. I didn't want to have to wipe my ass with a leaf. Is what I'm saying.
Night in the woods.
Yep, we're listening to the Night in the Woods OST right now, if that's what you're curious about. This is a soundtrack made by a dead guy who I'm pretty sure died of suicide. So that's thematic. Where's my webcam? I have so much trouble finding things.
Why do you need so many of these?
They're important. Some of them are.
Webcam get big?
Yes, this is webcam get big, and then this is...
It's smaller than the other one!
But it's bigger than when it's just in the corner, and then widescreen webcam is when it's...
This is the biggest one!
Shut up, shut up. Okay, where was I? I'm still recollecting my brain into a working configuration. When I was on it, I was utterly caveman-brained. Words said by me of not sentence, no, don't need sentence, words come out mouth, say meaning, understand, yes, understand, good, okay. That's how I was talking the whole time. Sometimes I did much worse than that in terms of speech. So, we went out into the woods. I lied on a camping cot under the trees, in the middle of the woods, where no one would hear me scream. And I bought a folding chair for Avery for them to sit on so they could monitor me to make sure nothing bad happened to me. I stared up at the trees overhead. There were some leaves in them, but they're mostly just dead branches looming over me. There was not a star in the sky. It was all overcast, cloudy, very dark. No moon in sight. Our only light was Minecraft Bee and the blue LEDs from these speakers I had brought. You got adventures? Yeah, I suppose I do. I like to think of myself as a pretty boring person, but I get myself into some shit sometimes. This was one of those times. This was the most shit I had ever gotten myself into. I just remembered that I'm supposed to change disable the... There we go. That's like... That's normal lighting now, okay.
I'm no longer lost in the bloom. also I do like chat react to the same thing. I guess it's been a while since people last saw me.
Yeah, I guess. When does the Wendigo come into the story? There were no monsters besides Mother Nature. Mother Nature was the monster.
No cannibalism was involved, so no Wendigos.
Yeah, people don't really understand how how hallucinogenics work. They work in very specific ways. You don't just go crazy and start being like, my monster gonna get me or whatever. That can happen. I'm sure probably, but I'll go through the linear series of steps so you can understand. So,
wait, hold on.
What? I'm looking at myself and I can't tell if I'm pretty or ugly, but if I am ugly, I don't really care about it right now. What are you doing? Are you looking for messages I sent?
Here it is. At 454. Step 1. I don't remember. There you go.
Yeah.
As a scribe.
Aver was my scribe. They wrote down all of the genius words that I was saying. How are you not? I joined late and keep having to leave. Did you eat random shrooms while camping? How are you not? I'm not gonna say where I got the shrooms, but I did not find them on the fucking ground. I'll say that much.
All of Mako's genius thoughts, such as rat, boy a rat, rat of a boy.
I said words.
Mako had a really profound evening.
You know it's profound when you sound like a fucking idiot. That's how you really know. Mako is conventionally attractive, a 10 female. Yeah, I'm probably pretty. It's just kind of crazy how much I don't think I am. I don't know.
He's so pretty. He is extremely pretty. Look, even in person, he is a lot prettier than he looks on the camera.
Am I?
You're adorable.
I don't know. Dysphoria go hard.
Your entire wardrobe is white and lavender. That is adorable. You guys have not seen his closet. It's just like wall to wall, white, black, and lavender. It is insane to see a person with such a consistent color palette.
It's kind of beside the point that I am a disgusting meat golem.
You are a wonderful meat golem.
You're free to think that. Anyway, nobody sees the best in their own appearance. I see that there are good things. I think, like, I have a fairly, my face is fairly free of flaws. I don't have, like, a giant chin or, like, a wide jawline. It's pretty smooth and feminine. But there are aspects that really bother me. For example, I kind of always have a tiny bit of beard shadow on my mustache area that I don't think is ever going to go away until I get laser hair removal or something, because no matter how close I shave, there's still, like, the hairs are under the skin still. It's just there. And, I think, I don't like how the way my face is shaped from the side. Like, brow pretty far forward. This part of the face is pretty far back. I look like a Neanderthal a little bit from this angle. I like the people whose faces, like, the lower face goes forward more. This is mostly a white person thing. Like, you usually see white people with this kind of face shape, and I don't like it very much. From the front, I'm pretty good. Side, I don't know. Mago's a female traditional wife, a solid 10. He hasn't hit the wall yet. Nor has he had any kids, so he's a high-value female in the sexual marketplace. Hair remover cream, I don't know what it is. I'll get, like, electrolysis or laser hair to get rid of it permanently by a professional at some point. And I also really don't like how my body is shaped at all. That's something that needs fixing as well. The problem is, I don't have the willpower to fix it in my current state. But I'm getting to that. Happiness is a spiral that you have to kickstart. You have to be happy enough to do the things that are going to make you more happy. But if you're not, if you're miserable, it doesn't matter how much you decide, I want to stop being miserable. I want to stop being miserable. I want to do the things. The things are still just too hard to do. I cannot exercise properly. I give up halfway through before I make any progress. I have no willpower. Is Avery doing a Kara cosplay? Yes, actually. Hug the Avery, I will. So what? I said hug the Avery. Me and a friend of mine have noted that sometimes you want to feel bad in a way, you know? If you don't feel the same, you might not get it, but it's hard to break out of. I know what that feels like, and that's not what this is. I am not choosing to feel bad, I just do feel bad. I'm in a weird... I was gonna, like, hug you later, but okay. This is my arm. Thank you for saving my life, even though I wasn't actually dying.
We're basically hugging you for an hour straight to make sure that you do not think that you were freezing to death.
Yes. We'll get to that. Middle of the night. Shrooms. We're listening to music out there where no one can see or hear us. Vaguely worried that there's some wild animal might come along and try to kill us, but pretty sure it wasn't going to happen. It's not a big forest. We're pretty much still in society. Just far enough away that we won't be bothered by anyone. I start to get very goofy. Psilocybin trips for me tend to be 50% wacky, funny, goofy bullshit, and 50% very intense, reflections of emotions and stuff. Holy shit, Stratocaster, is that what that is? I don't know. That used to be my sister's bass, but she gave it to me when she stopped playing it.
This is a Fender here.
Avery played Cry of the Banshee by Bruckus Helm.
I don't know what it is, but here's Wonderwall.
That's not one. A single muted string pluck. That's Wonderwall.
This is Wonderwall.
Yeah, let me look through this chat a little bit so we can talk about the funny, goofy stuff first before we get to the bad stuff.
Yeah, as a scribe, I had to write down basically everything that I both observed and Mako said. It was a very fun job.
Let's see. Man, there was a lot of things I had you say. Mako is currently getting himself in the self-improvement mindset by thinking about his issues. Said at 2:44 a.m., which was about 15 minutes after I ate them. It wasn't until about an hour in that I started to really feel the effects, but I was preparing myself. I was like, okay. I said to the mushrooms, I said to the chemicals that I knew were about to flow into my brain, make this shit hurt. I'll handle it. Even if I can't handle it, I'll still survive it. And I want to be better for it. I want to explore the deepest, darkest, most horrible shit in my brain. So I prepared myself, and I got into the mindset of not falling in, but diving in, which is very important. Not just in drugs, but also in life. It's important, if you can manage it, to accept the pain and die through it and grit through it if you can manage. And that's what I did for a long time. I sat there on that cot in the cold, dark night. It was colder than the weather said it was supposed to be, but it was really cold. It started raining, and I was like, yes, perfect, bring it on. The rain was falling onto me, and I was like, oh yeah, give me, let's go.
You checked the notes, it in fact started raining the moment you started crying.
Yeah. What was I crying about at that point? I don't remember.
Do you think I can tell you? That's good. I can only record the information that you, let out.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna go into detail about all the things I thought about and said. Like, here's just a random example. Mako questions if he needs to man up to handle things, prompted by the weather being slightly chilly. I said, must cat use claws? Mako wishes for a world where people like him are accepted. I was thinking a lot about how violent and uncaring and hateful the world is, and how I don't want to fight. I don't want to have to fight and grit through it and survive, but I might have to. I mean, Ukraine didn't want to fight, but they're fighting right now. And that's just kind of the way the world is. You just, if you want to survive, you have to fight, and you have to sometimes hurt other people.
Can you please, when you get this chance, talk about the messages sent at 3:26 a.m.
Hang on. I'm sorry I'm not reading every chat message right now. Why do you do that thing with your eyes? What thing on my eyes? Do I like look around weirdly or something sometimes? If so, it's like a it's not a nervous tick, I forget what it's called. It might be an autism thing. I feel the urge to like do certain movements with my body sometime for some reason. I don't know why. I hate this involuntary competition the exception. Stimming. Is that stimming? Wait, have I been stimming my whole life? When I think of stimming, I usually think of people going like that with their hands or whatever.
Remember, I get excited.
Yeah, for me, it's just like I feel the urge to It's like I'm uncomfortable with the current position my body is in, and I need to move it, even if it's just like it's like I feel like I gotta stretch my eyeballs out a little bit, probably like moving them all the way to the sides for a second. 3:26 a.m. It began to rain as Mako started to cry. Mako was talking about how people in mud huts believe they had grand purpose and questions if right now, with all our technology and culture, that we don't have a grand purpose. Then those guys back then definitely didn't either, so there might not be intelligent design. Mako is now talking about Rango and that he feels like Johnny Depp. He's standing in the rain. Mako explains the difference between tripping and going on a trip.
I just really like the transition between this, like, question about intelligent design, grand purpose, being like, I don't know, talk about Rango.
Mako questions his lack of ego death. Mako questions if he hasn't taken enough, and if it's ever possible to leave the earth with shrooms, as in, like completely lose my track of where I am. Then in quotation marks, salvia is something, capital S something, and then in brackets, it just says unrestrained laughter. I did a lot of laughing. I was a fucking crazy person.
Yeah.
My mouth just like on its own, it would just move into a smile. I couldn't stop it because everything was funny. Everything was really funny. Really, really funny. People who aren't on shrooms don't understand how funny things are. Like, seriously. I was completely lucid, and I knew I was crazy, and I was like, yeah, I'm crazy, what? So what? All this shit is really fucking funny. I'm gonna laugh at it. And it's not like I was laughing at things that weren't funny. They were funny to anyone who like has my sense of humor. It was just like exacerbated how funny it was. You can blast off, but it's usually around the 9-gram area, especially if you mix smoking pot with it. Oh, Jesus. I considered doing that, but I wanted the raw experience. 9 grams is fucking terrifying to me. For reasons I'll get into in a minute. So, watch her. Christ, what did I miss? A lot, and yet I still haven't gotten to like 80% of the shit that happened. So, for anyone else just joining, I was out in the middle of the woods on 6.66 grams of psilocybin, losing my fucking mind, but in a good way. In a fun way. We're talking about philosophy, I was talking about my relationship to who I am in the world, and I was laughing about stupid bullshit. And the whole time, I was in pain, because it was very cold, and I was shivering, and it was raining, and it was dark, and I couldn't see anything, and it hurt. And I was just like... The way I described it was, you know when you're exercising and there's like that tail end of the exercise where your body starts screaming at you, stop, motherfucker, this shit hurts. Imagine gritting through that feeling for like 4 hours. Because that's what I did. I grit through that pain for 4 straight hours. And the pain was like heightened, I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know, I get pretty cold sometimes. When I'm cold, it hurts. It sounds like hell. It was, but I was thriving in it. I was thriving in that shit. It didn't bother me. I was glad that it hurt. Because I felt invincible. I was like, dude, if this isn't gonna bother me, nobody can ever do anything to hurt me ever again. Like, I am fucking fine. I don't care how many people make fun of me, how many people try to send me death threats or whatever. Like, they cannot catch me. Nuh-uh. I am fucking invincible. It wasn't masochism. I didn't enjoy the pain. I guess I kinda did. But it wasn't like a sexual... It wasn't like a pleasure. It was just like... I was very proud of myself. And I felt very strong and on top of myself. Mako obtaining the indomitable human spirit. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you are invincible, Mako. Well, this brings me to the next part of the trip. Around 6 a.m., the sun was beginning to rise. And I was beginning to peak around this time. And I knew I was peaking because I forgot what 98% of things were. I could barely talk. I could barely move. I had like just completely lost my mind at that point. God, I don't even remember like what I was thinking about at that moment. I don't know. So many things are happening. Like I told you, there were birds in my brain, and I don't know what that means. I just know that I said that there were birds in my brain. I can't explain it. I just know that that happened. I was constantly seeing rainbow tentacle things going through everything, utterly covered in eyeballs. Infinite fractals of rainbow tendrils seeping through everything when I close my eyes, and also when I open my eyes, but mostly when I close my eyes. Everywhere, everything's rainbow tentacles covering everything, with eyeballs all over them. And I felt like a warmth from the rainbows. I closed my eyes and I was seeing like a light coming from up above that I couldn't. I knew it wasn't really there, but like I was seeing it. Like it was not. It didn't feel like imagination. Sometimes hallucinations blur the line between seeing and imagining. But this was like, I was seeing that. That's how strong they were. That shit was there. I felt like I was like, at some point, I was looking up into the sky, and I felt these lights going down at me, and I was just like, Avery, I'm getting abducted by the fucking Martians right now.
That's written down the notes.
And I knew I wasn't. It was just like, I was like, what is this? The grid! I just remembered the grid.
How could you forget the grid? You couldn't shut up about the grid.
Because I kept forgetting about it even while it was there. There's like a grid over everything. I mean, it looked like there was. It's like a 3D... It's just a 3D grid, like squares... Like a big old box surrounding me, about the size of my bedroom. Made of thin rainbow lines, like as thin as spiderweb lines. And I kept being like, what is that? Why is there a grid here? What is that? What is that? I don't believe in things. I think like if a Christian perhaps did what I did, and they felt that warm light over them, they would have been like, oh, hey, God, thanks. But I didn't see it as that because I don't believe in God. So I was just like, all right, I guess there's the light here. I know it's not real, but I guess that's the thing. Okay, sure. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the grid is. But I knew the grid was definitely there in my brain. I mean, because I could see that shit very clearly. You broke into the Boneworks. You saw your hitbox. Yeah, it actually was like Steam VR. Like when you're in Steam VR and you see that around you. I wonder if the fact that I know what that is why I saw the grid. But this wasn't like blue like that. This was rainbow. You took so many shrooms and you broke the fucking matrix. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not saying I didn't. I'm not saying the grid isn't real. I think it's probably not real, but it could be.
Never know. When you're on drugs, you tend to just make things up that are nouns with the word "the" in front of it.
Yeah. There's a lot of things we don't understand about how anything works. I don't think you motherfuckers understand how insane it is that life exists. Are you seeing this shit right here? Are you seeing the fact that this is happening? Any of this? Do you know what is in here? It's really complicated. It's really, really complicated. There's like 5 billion different little processes going on that allow me to move my fingers. Was that a door just now?
No, it's bad.
But like, we're just things. We are just stuff. We are made out of the same material that rocks are made out of. There is nothing special about us. We just happen to be like a series of pulleys and levers that managed to put themselves together, all these little cells, over a very, very long period of time. Eventually came together to form creatures that were able to move and eat and sustain and reproduce themselves. Some fucking how. And yet, we are conscious. We have something inside of our brains that is experiencing the world. And it doesn't make any sense that it exists, because it's like, if we're just material, then what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? But it's there. It is there. And I don't know why. Some people believe in souls, some people believe that the universe itself is a consciousness, and that consciousness is inherent to all matter, and that human brains just happen to be complicated enough to really appreciate the consciousness and become self-aware of their own consciousness. I'm leaning towards that, because I feel like that makes some level of sense, because scientists have no fucking idea what consciousness is. I don't know, but like, I still don't believe that. I just think it's a maybe plausible explanation. Were the universe looking back at itself? Yeah, but like literally, maybe. Fun fact, it's very likely that you're made with the same atoms of a dinosaur. Yeah, no, it's all just stuff that somehow moves around and shit. It's really complicated. It's really complicated. I'm so hungry. I'm gonna be... No, I want real food before I eat candy. I'm gonna be eating on stream because I am not gonna be able to stop myself when that food comes here. Carbon-based life form. I need to collect my thoughts for a minute because I realized that I don't shut the fuck up. And this is how I know I'm a writer, because I say so many words, and I think most of them are important. Not all of them. But, like, guys, I have not shut up this entire stream. I've been talking non-stop for 38 minutes, and I'm still saying, I am not even, like, 20%. They can't really see that.
I've got my water.
I'm like not even 20% of the way through all the things I have to say. And now I need to remember what I was saying, because you guys know Outer Wilds, the Nomai writing system, how it's like spirals of words, and then...
Hold on a second.
Do I have to? I'm talking.
Yep, you're talking. Hold on a second.
The Nomai writing system in Outer Wilds is like, it's a spiral of words, but then other words come out of that spiral because there's a related thought, and then out of that second spiral other words can come out, but then on the original spiral there can be a different spiral coming out. It's fractals of thoughts and concepts. I think that's such a genius thing that they put in that game, Because that's how my brain, and probably a lot of people's brains work, especially if you're a writer, and especially if you don't shut up, is that there are constant words happening in my brain, especially when something like this happens. I do know when I shut up sometimes. I'm pretty quiet sometimes, but after a time like this, there are so many words inside my head. So I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna collect myself and remember where I was in the story, and I need to piss very bad.
I wanted to point out that your original thought while in the woods was exactly, being a writer is like fractals, and then you then said, like the ones in Outer Wilds.
Yeah.
And it took a while before you explained what that meant.
Was it not obvious?
No, not immediately!
Okay, well...
All you said was being a writer is like fractals!
People understand now. I'll be right back. Well, that's what it's like when you're in the flow of things. Sometimes people get writer's block and there's no fractals of thoughts, it's just like... Sometimes there's words. But when there are so many words that you lose track of where you are in the concepts you're thinking about, that's how you know you got some good shit to say. Because it's like... When I'm in the zone, when I'm writing my stories, my book is still like, I gotta add some other stuff to it now after what I just went through, but it's still mostly done. I get these moments where I have to put all this shit down because there are so many that I can just grab from and use, and it's very easy because it's like, I will die if I do not say these words. Here. Okay, I don't remember if I finished the last fractal I started from. I found another fractal of thoughts to jump off of. Avery, are you a monkey? Yes or no?
I can make some jokes here, but they'd get me kicked off this website.
Why does your mind go there?
Go where?
I'm not saying anything. You don't have said.
I didn't say anything.
I should... Okay. You stream an animal?
Can an animal be a streamer?
Why wouldn't they?
Whenever I...
You're not gonna get in trouble for it, is what I'm saying. I don't think so. that makes me realize I should just care less and not overthink with writing. If I have an idea or just think something, I should write it down and figure it out later. I think a lot, but I don't think I overthink. I just think there's a lot of things to think about. This is what happened to my tissue box that I brought out there, by the way. I lost a lot of shame tonight. I was on that cot in the woods, and there's a phrase I say pretty much every time. I think literally every time I've ever done shrooms, I end up saying the phrase, "These tissues aren't enough," because the amount of tears that will come out of me, whether I'm crying, laughing, or crying because I'm realizing something really important or something really sad or whatever, it's not just tears, it's my face feels like it's like, imagine like taking an orange and just crushing it until all the juices start to just squeeze out of it. But imagine the juices are all like thick, gross mucus and shit. And there was so much of it. I was lying face down on the cot, and my whole face was leaking out of every hole in it. A lot. And I was getting it everywhere. it was all over my hands. Like I was rubbing fucking snot all over my face, just like eventually I got up and I started to lean over, and I just let it all drip out of my face onto the ground. And I looked down at the cot where I was lying. And Avery, what were my exact words?
What?
What were my exact words when I saw how wet the cot was?
I believe it was. We gotta get the right inflection on this.
Make sure you speak up when you find it. I can barely hear you.
You ain't seen wet till you seen this cot.
Nothing has ever been wetter in the history of the universe than that cot right there. Leaking out of every hole. Only my face. I was in control of the rest of my body. I had to piss a few times, and it was hard to like tie my pants back up, so I made Avery do it at one point. But I did not piss my pants. I wore my white when I bought them underwear. My very yellow underwear, like the one Patrick wore in that one episode of SpongeBob. They're not yellow from piss, they're yellow from they're very old. It's just like, if I did piss myself, I wouldn't have cared in those. I wore all my dirtiest clothes, old, ugly. Bro, how do you think of these weird AF analogies? I don't shut up, and I am a writer. See, this is how I know I'm a writer, because I don't shut up. I can't shut up. People draw things, and people who draw all the time will tell you, like, when you ask them, hey, why do you draw so much? And they'll give you a weird look sometimes. They'll be like, what? Like, the thought of them not drawing is inconceivable. That's just what they do. It would not make sense for them to not do it. They have to do it. They have to draw the same way they have to eat. I have to write. If I don't write things, I don't know. I've never tried to not write. I mean, I've never tried to not write things, but like, I don't need to. It just comes very natural to me. I have good words, and I'm very smart at saying things out of my mouth. Mako has an addiction, and word addiction. Unironically, it's good to be quiet and sit in silence sometimes. Let your brain take a break, and it's sometimes dangerous to be thinking too much, because sometimes you run yourself into bad thoughts that are not even rational, but you just start focusing too hard on them and they make you less happy. I definitely do that sometimes, but I don't think that's the main reason for my lack of happiness. It's just a compounding issue. mean, like suicidal thoughts, yeah. But see, sometimes suicide is rational. Sometimes it makes sense to kill yourself. If you are being tortured, and if you will never be able, if you know it's the end, like if somebody captured you, and they're just torturing you until you die, then it's pretty normal to want to die at that point. It would even be good to die at that point. If you know you're fucked, then I suppose this is the part of the story where I get to the bad part of the trip. So it was around 6 a.m. I've talked about all this goofy stuff, and there's more goofy stuff I could talk about. But around 6 a.m. the sun started rising, and I had been gritting through this pain for so long, and I was handling it, but I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. And Avery said to me, no, we still have 20 more minutes until the sun fully rises. You said that you wanted to be out here all night until the sun comes up. And that sent me down a very dark path in a way that I think was ultimately good for me. But you're supposed to give yourself into it. You're supposed to do what I did for the first half of the trip and accept the pain. You're supposed to accept the hurt and all the horrible emotions and not hate them. You're supposed to accept them and feel the indomitable human spirit. Because if you let yourself get lost in the sauce, then you're gonna be sitting there thinking, oh fuck, when is it over? Oh right, these last like 6 hours, I have to suffer for 6 hours? I've been through a lot of pain, and it can really drive you to live more. Hi, Roll. What are you doing here? Yeah, it can. Different for everyone. I didn't expect to see you in my stream chat. How's it going? Should I get you a wellness check, Mako? I'm trying to, like... I'm gonna be saying so many really bad things, so it's gonna be hard for me to convince you guys that I am actually gonna be fine, but just trust me. Trust me when I say the story has a happy ending. It doesn't sound happy, but it's the prelude to happiness. So, Avery telling me, no, we still have to wait another 20 minutes. That put me in the mindset of, oh god, I have to deal with this longer. And it put me in that mindset of, you know, it took me from the runner's high, where you're exercising so hard that you're like, you're dealing with it and you're like so amped up. It brought me down from that to just feeling pain from the pain. Have you tickled the squid today? I don't know if Avery's ticklish.
I am, but also knows.
So
I know somebody who is ticklish.
I could not remember how I ended up getting there. It was definitely around that point where Avery said that, but at a certain point, I went from fun, goofy, gritting through the pain to... let me tell you guys about real pain. Most people in first world countries, like maybe like easily 90%, 95%, maybe like 99%, will live through their whole lives without ever being afraid of dying in the middle of the woods. They they'll never confront the realness of that, and they will never feel the kind of pain I felt this morning. I want you guys to imagine, if you can, imagine that there is pain. I don't just mean physical pain, I mean emotional, perhaps mostly emotional, but there's also physical, because it's freezing out, you haven't eaten in a long time, and I'm going to go now, see you. Alright, bye. Again, this has a happy ending, I promise, but this is where it gets rough. So, you know, if you can't handle that, go that way. Did I ever tell you the definition of pain? Stop grabbing my chair. I'm trying to tell a story. This is the dramatic, important part of this.
I know, I'm waiting.
So, I started to worry that the cold was going to kill me. Because I was really cold. I don't think it was actually that cold. But, it was so bad. It became a worrying degree of cold, not just because of the cold, like, I could still, you know, if you're cold, you can still move, as long as you're not in frigid ice water, but this is like, it's April 17th in the Northern Hemisphere, like, you know, it's not gonna kill me. The sun was out, it was just, you know, just got morning, so it was still cold from the night. But I couldn't move. It's not that my muscles stopped working, it's that there was no chance of the signal. The person in charge of here was not sending the signals to the muscles to move. And I can't, it's hard to explain why. It's really hard to explain why. But, there is a certain level of pain that turns into paralysis. There is a certain level of pain where you cannot move. Even though your muscles still work, it can be so intense that you just cannot move. You are utterly paralyzed. Where was I? Remember how I said, like, I kept forgetting things? I kept forgetting what things are? I just saw the title. Are you okay? Yes. The Runner's Wall. Yeah. That's a way of thinking of it. But it wasn't just that. Imagine... So... Normally, to feel pain, you have to be, like, pinched or hit or something. But imagine, in order to feel pain, you don't need that. Imagine that it can come directly from inside here, as strong as the brain wants, because that's all pain is. Pain is entirely inside the brain, it's just a feeling you get when something external happens to you. But if you're in a state where you don't need that external to happen, there's no limit. There is no limit. And at this point I was definitely peaking, and my mind was 99% gone. I straight up forgot what 98% of all the concepts I've ever known was. I forgot most words, I forgot how the human body worked, I forgot that it was impossible to actually, like, starve to death after just one or 2 days, unless you're, like, really skinny already, and I have enough to handle myself. I forgot just about everything that there was except for pain. I knew what pain was, and it was the only thing that existed. It was my entire world. There were no other thoughts, besides pain, dying, cold, starving. It was easily, very, very, very easily the worst I've ever felt in my entire life. It was unbearable. It was actual torture. This is an amazing anti-drug PSA. Thank you, Mako. I'll tell you right now, don't do 6.66 grams of psilocybin if you're not prepared for it. Or maybe do it because, you know, you might still be better off in the end, because I'll get to that later. What happened? I think I kind of just answered that question. I began begging. Did you try going to a doctor? Well, before the trip, I had told Avery, hey, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's pretty normal for people to think that they're going to die while on psilocybin. So if I say I'm dying, I'm not. If I tell you to call an ambulance, don't, unless like there's actually like a real reason to be afraid. Like unless something like actually physically is happening to me, do not call an ambulance. It is all in my head. This was something I immensely regretted saying to them in that moment, because in that moment, and by that moment I mean for like an hour, headache, brain fog, sounds like water would help. Totally serious here. Not a doc, but drink a water bottle's worth of water next time it happens. I was on psychedelics. What do you want from me? I did drink water. Not like a ton, but like enough that I wasn't like super dehydrated. Yeah, drugs a little different than dehydration. So I knew I was dying at this point. I realized I fucked up. I'm out in the middle of the woods here, away from society, away from my family, away from heat, away from food. Actually, I wasn't away from food. We had some graham crackers that I brought, but it was hard to eat them, and I was worried that I would lose the strength to even be able to eat them. I was worried I would starve faster than I could replenish my own calories. Again, doesn't make any sense because I have enough body weight to survive for a while. Is your brain okay after that? It's recovering still. But again, I forgot how the human body worked. I forgot that it was impossible to starve that fast. I forgot that it would have had to have been much colder than it was for me to actually like get frostbite or something like that. I had forgotten that I was ever going to be able to move again, because I couldn't. I was begging Avery. I tried every trick in the book to get them to call 911 and abort the thing or get help in some way. Just anything, and to save not just me but them, because I was convinced they were dying too. I was convinced that they were in denial about the fact that we were both out here slowly freezing to death. Of course, they were totally fine, but you know, that was impossible for me to imagine. I was like, you know, we're in the same spot here. We are out in the wild. We are fucking dying right now, Avery. We are dying. We fucked up. And if you don't call 911, you are going to kill me. You are killing me right now, Avery. I'm sorry. I know you're in denial about this, but I'm telling you right now, I am dying, and we are going to die right here if you don't do something, and I will do anything if you save my life. And they ignored all of that, as they should have.
Because all of it was complete insanity.
But I tried everything to convince them. I said some really fucked up shit to them.
You did say some pretty mean things.
That I'm not going to repeat here, because it doesn't even matter, and they know that I
know, said no one else needs to know.
They know that the things I said are no longer applicable. Mako, why were you doing shrooms? I explained earlier. It's to fix myself. Mako ain't spilling the tea, huh? Okay, I'll say one thing. I told them eventually, like, man, I don't know. I stopped caring about the fact that they were gonna die, and because I stopped caring about the fact that I was gonna die. I accepted my death. I said to them, this is what I said to them. I said I wasn't planning on this being a suicide attempt. but I guess that's what this is now. I had given up. I straight up attempted to kill myself by never moving again, which is a very, very ineffective way of committing suicide. But, like, if you can put yourself in my shoes for a second, if you can imagine being in so much pain and anguish and misery that you cannot bring yourself to move, and you decide that I'm just never going to move again, even if an ambulance comes for me and I get to the hospital, even if I go to jail, even if anything happens, I told myself I'm never ever going to move my body again. I don't care what they do to me. I refuse to live any longer on this horrible, horrible fucking planet. Because that's what this is all about. I don't believe in God, but I believe in Mother Nature. And I think Mother Nature is evil. Not literally, because evil isn't really a thing, but like it is utterly uncaring, and it likes to play dirty. It is extremely... Mother Nature is an abusive woman. You know, she gives you encouragement sometimes. She gives you reinforcement. When you do something good, she makes you feel good. You get chemicals in your brain that are like, hey, I just ate a really tasty thing. That's pretty nice. I just accomplished something. That's pretty good. Cool. I like that. But if you don't listen to her, if you go out into the cold, if you don't eat for long enough, if you try to exercise for a little bit too long, that's when she gets mad. That's when you start feeling the pain. And I feel like life is essentially just a fucking torture chamber of Mother Nature inflicting pain on you so that you will do whatever it takes to continue propagating yourself and living, because that's all that matters. The only reason any of us exist and are alive is because life did the things that would most effectively cause life to continue existing. And the best way to make something want to live is to make death extremely painful. I do not believe Mother Nature is even aware we are here. I'm using metaphors. I don't literally believe Mother Nature is an entity. Oh hell no, Mako gone antinatalist. A little bit, but not entirely. I know other people manage this. But the universe is cold and uncaring, and if you are happy, it is by coincidence. It is completely arbitrary. Like, the fact that I am now going to be taking steps to achieve my own happiness is, that just happened randomly. You know, it's no credit to me. This is just what happened. And there's other people like me who are just gonna suffer forever because the right things did not happen in their brain to make them either decide or be able to fix themselves. And they're just gonna have a bad time, and there's nothing we can do about it. And it's really scary, and it's really bad. You took too many Flintstone vitamin gummies, taking that, bro. I don't care if you guys are listening to me or not right now. I need to say this because I know some of you are probably like paying attention. Pain is an alarm system. Think of it like a graphics card overheating, making the game's graphics. I know what it is. I'm saying it fucking hurts. And it can be torturous. When I got back in, when I finally made it back inside, I got into the shower. And when I got out of the shower and I was naked and wet and cold, my body was screaming at me, cold, 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 dying, 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 go get warmth right now, right now, right now, right now, right now, right now. It was fucking torturing me just from being there. To be fair, I was still on psilocybin. I was still tripping out. The pain is not usually that strong. But like that, it's the same pain. The pain you feel when you step out of the shower is the same pain people feel when they freeze to death. in nature, in the middle of the winter, stranded in the forest. It's probably not as strong, but it's the same pain. I can't relate, this shit is complex. I know it is, I'm really fucked up and complicated. That's okay. If this is too complex for you and if you're living a happy life, then congrats. You won the lottery that placed your consciousness into a body that just so happens to not need to do any of the shit I'm doing to be happy. And drink water. I can't relate, but like I can imagine a lot of this now. Fuck, it must have felt. Yeah, again, just think of how much despair you have to decide that you're going to literally just lie down and die. I decided that death was preferable to continuing to exist in this kind of world. This kind of world where the universe tortures you for stepping out of line, and it tortures you for thinking about quitting the game. I think suicide is just a way of saying, I'm not gonna play this game. I don't need to do this. And it's usually sad. There's a lot of people who commit suicide and they still had the possibility to live a happy life. They could have gotten over it still. They could have overcome the pain, or they could have found a way to get rid of the pain. But they didn't make it, and that's really sad. But then there's some people who don't have any hope of overcoming that pain. There are people hooked up in hospital beds who are in constant suffering, where pulling the plug is the humane thing to do. And that is what I feel like I am right now. I feel like I am hooked up to life support in constant suffering. And people are gonna say I'm being dramatic right now, and it's true, and I don't fucking care because this is all real. I was just saying, I know why babies cry so much now. I fully understand. It's because when a baby cries because it got hurt by something, that is the most intense pain it has ever felt in its entire life. It is utterly fucking paralyzing to them. They cannot do anything but wail and cry and suffer. And that's me. I am one big, giant, pathetic, weak little baby. And I can't handle the pain that this world has. So, I'm not going to handle it. I'm not going to kill myself. But I will probably kill myself if the shit I'm gonna try doesn't work. But I think it'll work. Here's what I'm gonna do. This was like my last hurrah in terms of psychedelics trying to cure myself. And I realized that's not really how it works. You don't do psychedelics and all of a sudden your brain just works better. You do psychedelics to learn what is wrong with your brain. And I know what's wrong with my brain now. I was raised... You're scaring me, bro? I don't know how many times I can say I'm not gonna kill myself.
Don't worry, if it ever gets to that point, I've already mentioned that I will chain Mako down to myself and prevent him from getting anywhere near dangerous things.
For the record, if I was going to kill myself, none of you would be able to convince me to not do it. Just for the record, like, I understand myself more intimately. Mako, this is getting extremely dark. Yeah.
Yeah, Mako, that's why I'm saying I wouldn't convince you. I'd physically impede your ability to do it.
I don't know if you saw the trigger warning in the stream title, but yeah, this is getting pretty dark. To be fair, you did say you probably would if this thing didn't work. Yeah, because if it's a choice between like just barely scraping by and suffering for the entire rest of my life, or just saying, fuck off, Mother Nature, I'm not playing your sick, twisted game. Some people work a really shitty job their whole life and they never quit because they don't realize they have the option to just to just not play their shitty manager's game. But now I know the option is there, and now I can rationally consider it. And the good news is, I am rationally deciding that I don't want to die. So I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get rid of this pain, because I am not strong enough to deal with it. I'm going to look into medication. I'm gonna get a psychiatrist. I'm gonna try everything under the sun until I find something that works good. That's why we're terrified, Mako. We have no way of stopping you. We would only be able to... Okay, well, listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying right now. I'm saying I do not intend to kill myself. I'm saying I'm only going to kill myself if it would be preferable to continuing to exist. And I think that's a very rational thing. I know that's worrying to you, but like... You know, don't force me to suffer. Don't be so cruel as to try to convince me that life is worth living if it's not. But it is. But it's not for everyone. And I think oh, knock on my door, hang on. Yeah. My food is here. I already told my family about everything that just happened, and obviously they're concerned, but well, they understand that I am intending to do everything I can to not die. For context, is this physical or mental pain we're talking about? It's mostly mental, but also physical pain is something that I have a lot of trouble dealing with. People talk about willpower. People say like, oh, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you know, just fight through it. You know, you can do it, man. Just you can do it. But what if you can't? Because not everyone can. People don't make it. People don't fucking make it, you guys. Some people just don't. And it's not their fault. It's not because they were like, oh, I'm gonna decide to not have enough willpower. They just didn't have the fucking willpower. It's not their fault they didn't have it. It's just not in them. I don't know why I'm so weak. I don't know why pain hurts me so much more than other people. I don't know why I'm so unable to deal with all these horrible things in life. Maybe I was raised too soft. Maybe I was spoiled. Maybe I was pampered. Maybe I should have... Maybe my dad should have taken me out into the woods and had me hunt some deer or something when I was a little kid. I don't know. Maybe that's why fathers do that. But the way I am now, if you plucked me out, if you put me in a time machine and sent me back into the old days, I don't think I would last a fucking week. I am not cut out. I'm not cut out to live in Mother Nature's horrible, painful, fucking torture device. So I reject that. I reject that I have to summon enough willpower to just deal with this fucking depression and, you know, just be good and happy and do everything it takes and just work really hard, because I have been working really hard. I've been working hard my entire life. The reason I don't accomplish things as much as other people is because things are so much fucking harder for me than like anyone else. And I didn't choose this. This is just how I am. I am weak and I am pathetic. And I'm not ashamed of that. I'm just being honest with myself. This isn't suicidal ideation, more like catharsis. You'll need to chill. Thank you. Thank you. You maybe have a different nervous system. Sure, I don't fucking know. It really doesn't matter. The point is, I'm not strong enough. And I need medication. I need to pump my brain full of happy chemicals. I need to cheat. Modern medicine is a miracle that is able to save people like me from the fate of Darwinism. I would not last a day in nature. I would know I fucking didn't. I I spent one night out in the woods and I decided to kill myself. I'm not cut out for this shit with my current brain chemistry. I need something. I need to fix myself, and I need it to be done in an easy way because I can't do it the hard way. I am not strong enough. So that's the gist of it. You know, to finish the story, I couldn't move, I wouldn't move. The line between can't and won't became non-existent. I couldn't, at first I was telling Avery, I can't move, I'm telling you I can't move. And then eventually I switched that from I won't move, because at that point I had decided to die. Because I knew I was gonna die at that point, I was pretty sure, so I was like, alright, I might as well accept it. You know, no use fighting it, just let it happen. I'll be better off dead anyway. That was my mindset at the time. It's not right now. That's how I was at the time. I was completely gone. My mind was gone. I forgot like everything about my life. I can't move because I won't move because I can't move because I won't move. Yeah, a little bit like that. Can someone give me a summary? I'm doing homework. Yeah, no, you're gonna have to watch this whole stream if you want the full gist of this. I'll make a video at some point when I'm strong enough to make videos again. And I'm gonna talk about all of my drug experiences, including this. But for now, I'm gonna take it easy. And I'm gonna take the easy way out. There's two easy ways out. There's killing yourself, and there's pumping yourself full of drugs so that you feel good. And that's what I'm gonna do. If medication doesn't work, I will straight up just like smoke some fucking sativa every day. I don't know if it's pronounced sativa or sativa. It's probably sativa. Like I'll smoke weed every day if that's not what it takes for me to like not feel in constant pain. I'll fucking do it. I don't care. Anything's better than this. The femboy drug PSA. No, this is not a PSA telling you not to do psilocybin. This was all, everything that's happened here was good. I asked for hell, and that is what I received. I willingly signed myself up for that shit. And now that I've done that, I understand myself more deeply than I ever have in my entire life. I completely understand my limits, and I have lost my sense of shame about being too weak. I know what I am, and I know that it's not my fault. I just have to do whatever I can to live my best life. I'm going to attempt to live a life of luxury because I'm not strong enough to make it out in the rough. You single-handedly convinced me to never do that. Yeah, you don't have to. If you do, you should have a trip sitter like Avery, because things could have taken a bad turn if they weren't there. That's why.
It would have been really funny to just abandon Mako in the wood.
Like,
an option at any point.
Like I probably still would have survived, but like I would, if Avery wasn't there, then there's a pretty good chance I would have ended up lying down on the dirt for like several hours until eventually the drugs wore off and I realized, oh, I can move. And that's what happened. Avery, I was so cold. I was so cold and in so much pain, and my entire world was pain. I wanted to die. I wanted to die. I didn't want to die. I kept going between begging them to save my life and telling them that I was just gonna die and that's okay, is whatever. I didn't want to play this game. And it was so sad. Like, I kept saying, Avery kept trying to tell me things to convince me that I wasn't gonna die, and I just like, I could barely even speak. I was just like mumbling, like, they said something to me and I was like, I don't remember what that is. Yeah, it's just rough. Very, very rough. Yeah, it's not a party drug. I mean, you can party on it, but that's Avery did. Can I say, Avery?
What?
Can I say what you did?
What I do?
the drug?
Sure.
Avery took 3.33 grams, and it was just wacky bullshit for them the whole time. They never at any point became upset or anything.
You're just a whimsical kind of person.
Yeah, they did, of course, like exactly half as much as me, you know. I mean, I've done 1.5 and still had like very intense emotional things happening, but they were still positive mostly. This was the roughest day of my entire life, and I don't think I will ever have a day as bad as this ever again. And honestly, that kind of gives you a nice perspective about it, because it's like, yeah, I made it through that. Nothing else is really that bad compared to that. So there's that at least. This is why I stick to salvia. Oh my god. I don't know how to use salvia still. Salvia is so fucking weird, and it hasn't really done anything for me. Other than confuse the hell out of me. Nothing has been that profound. It's just weird. And I know salvia can be absolute torture beyond what anyone thought it would even be possible. Like, everything I just went through, if you smoke enough salvia and you have a bad trip, it could be like 100 times worse than that. It could, because salvia takes you straight out of reality when it's strong enough, and it puts you in its own world, and you are completely at the mercy of it. If it wants to torture you for what feels like a fucking year, it can do that. It does not feel bad. It does for me. Salvia is like, I think there's like a gene or something that makes you a salvia user, because some people do it, and even when they do it multiple times, like me, I've done it multiple times, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that anymore. I don't think that's right for me. But then some people are fucking crazy, and they keep doing it for some reason, and it like is beneficial to them somehow. Anyway, Avery hugged me for a long time on the ground. It was like a whole hour of me not knowing who I was and only knowing pain and dying and cold. And eventually the sun was out enough that things became a little bit warmer, and the pain of the cold subsided just enough for me to realize, oh shit, I can actually stand up and move my legs. And Avery took my hand and they guided me back out of the woods, and I was still kind of convinced I was gonna die, like maybe I'd fall over and collapse of starvation or whatever. Again, I was still very irrational, but I started to believe more and more. The closer we got to the edge of the woods and the closer we got to the house, it was a very linear series of me believing, oh, I'm still probably gonna die. Oh, I might maybe live. Oh, I'm actually gonna live, holy shit. Like, it was like that. And even when I got back home, I could barely believe that I'd survived. And when I was drifting to sleep, I kept having like death alarms blaring in my brain. Like, Avery would make a noise. Avery like plugged their phone in, and I just, as I was like half asleep, I noticed them do that, and I was like, dying, death. I don't know why. It's just a complete misfire of that signal. And it's not a signal that most people in first world countries will ever feel until, you know, their time comes. I experienced raw fucking Mother Nature survival death. It does not get realer than that. There's a sandwich in front of me. And there's one here for you too. Tuna, that's yours. I got the spicy Italiano. I'm gonna want to drink. There's definitely more things I could talk about, so I guess I'll continue the stream. I'll just read chat. I like to watch things when I eat, but right now I'm just gonna probably read chat and answer you guys between mouthfuls of sandwich. But first, I want to grab a drink. If we have Hershey syrup, I am making my ass some chocolate milk.
Milk.
Because I am a little boy. I am a scared little boy who likes his chalky milk. We will be right back. You need to share?
I'll live.
I like my chocolate milk pretty light. Because I don't want to be too spicy. See, I don't think people can really make fun of me for being pathetic. Because I have utterly accepted what I am. So yeah, what you gonna call me a little bitch baby boy who couldn't hack it, who had to turn to drugs to deal with his own shitty life? It's like yes, actually, I am that. That is entirely correct. What, am I supposed to feel bad about that? It's not my fault. Here's another lesson for you guys. The concept of like fault, of anything being anyone's fault, that's not a thing. There's no such thing as free will. Everything that happens because there was never any chance of it happening any other way. And every bad thing anyone ever does, they didn't choose to be a bad person. They just ended up that way. It's either nature or nurture. That's all it is. You don't. If bad people had the ability to choose to be good people, they wouldn't be bad people. And I'm a pretty bad person right now. I have so little empathy at this point in my life, and I would like to gain it back, but in order for happiness to like flow out of you and for you to be like a nice, empathetic, loving person, you need to be happy enough for yourself first, and I'm not there yet. So right now I'm just trying to like not do too much damage to other people. You know.
Remember, thanks to the tenets of nature and nurture, you can always blame your parents.
Yeah, but you can't. I can't. Was that like an ironic joke? Because you can't blame. If you accept that that's how it works, you can't blame them either.
No. You can blame them because either it's nature, they genetically gave you genes that made you the way that you are, or it's nurture, it's how they raised you.
But you can't blame them because that's not their fault that either of those things happen.
Well, yeah, if you're going to look at it on a macro scale, but you know.
Mako scale.
Macro scale.
Stream. I know Stream is bad right now, and I can't really do anything about it. Avery's eating the shit out of that sandwich. Yeah. I don't know. You eat intensely sometimes. Spooky music. Boss conversation from the Night in the Woods soundtrack. I got jalapenos and banana peppers on here. I usually only get one or the other. I'm really treating myself right now. This is what I get at Subway. People say Subway is bad. I've had Firehouse subs and they're really good, but like this right here, you get the spicy Italian meats. Okay? You get the salami and the whatever the other thing is. You get pepper jack cheese. You get it toasted. And then like jalapenos or banana peppers or both or whatever. Lettuce. Yellow mustard. Maybe the vinaigrette they have. But I didn't want it to get too soggy by the time it got to me, so I didn't get that. But you know, I did get this toasted, and it's cold now. Like, it's still good. Sandwiches are fine cold, but do I want to heat this up? Yeah, Shaq, that's where I am too. Someone get this boy behind the wheel of heavy machinery. I am gonna operate some heavy machinery real quick, actually. I'm gonna go, heat this up. I'll be back in a minute. Avery, do you want the webcam on still, or do you want me to go to the BRB screen or what?
Do what you wish.
I don't wish.
Okay. Oh, Demon Tower Library's playing. You can go watch me take a nap. I ain't have to stand in the fire. Oh. The chat's way over there. I can't beat it.
Mukbang's
So,
dream.
I hope you're all
Let's go.
safe that are really nice. how are y'all enjoying? Anyone else notice the second bed in the closet? Oh, it actually ended now, and there it goes. Oh, fuck, it's back. Why not? Well, comes back, Jigglypuff is gonna be in the chair. Avery's dead. I got ice on them. Oh, that's right, dead.
You know, it's scary. It is really scary to admit to yourself that you are weak and pathetic and would have died if it were not for modern luxuries. But something I will stress to everyone I know is there is nothing more important than being honest with yourself when it comes to these kinds of things. And that goes both ways, because there are people who don't hit me while don't hit me in general, but especially don't hit me while I'm like getting something on my eye.
How would I hit you?
I don't know.
Did you get a thing out of your eye?
I think so. Don't just stand. You're good. I don't know what you're gonna. Just go away. No, don't. See, you do it so hard that I worry you're gonna break my shirt. Don't do that.
Fine, I'll go under the shirt.
Wait, no. Oh, please, I'm not gonna move. Okay.
What do you mean you're not?
I just warmed up my sandwich. I want to eat it before it's cold. I have words to say still. So many words, infinite words. They do not end. Your stream died 5 times to get cigarettes, so okay.
Left to get the gallon of milk from the store, and you never came back.
Got milk right here.
That's my fortune. Give me my fortune.
Punch the depression out of them, Avery.
I mean, if you insist.
Anyway, it goes both ways, the honesty thing, because there are people who, are a lot more capable than they think they are. And they hype themselves down by saying that they're stupid and weak and pathetic and ugly. And don't get me wrong, I do that shit all the time. But, I honestly don't think that's most of what my depression is. I think that's just an exacerbation.
My fortune says, always do right. This will gratify some and astonish the rest. That's why I always do good things. I'm always a morally correct person in every situation.
It ended again. I can't control that. My internet sucks in this place.
Chaos control.
One day I'll be capable enough to move out of my mom's house. But not yet.
And they all move in with a ringtail to simple up his success.
He's like as popular as us.
Don't say us. You're significantly more popular than me.
I can make quick work of that foot long. This is not quick work. I've had this sandwich in front of me for like 20 minutes, and this is only half of it. But...
It'd be really cool in a house that you need a ringtail and like just only all the same time. They'll all be in a gamer den. Imagine the gamer dens. Gamer dens as far as the walls can see.
Just beg chat for money. I'm not gonna beg, but if you wanna give me money, that'd be good. But I don't deserve.
I will send toe pics if people donate money to Mako.
I don't deserve your money more than you do. It's okay. Oh, that's money right there. Yeah.
For the toe pics?
It happened too fast. I don't think it was for the toe pics. Here is Ed with the $20 saying, buy a tent and live in that. No, but thank you for the $20 very much. If I give you $2, will Avery bonk you IRL? Yeah, we can do the, I can do approximations of the, redeem numbers. Real life. The head pat, the bonk, the, box overhead. I don't really have a box that isn't dirty, so I don't want to do that one that time.
Yes, but I will put a box over Mako's head because I would just do that. I have no respect for Mako's content.
Why is this stuff not popping up on stream? Hang on a second. But thank you, Silent Nachos, again for the $100 fucking dollars. I don't know why you guys do this to me. I'm not nice to you. I'm not a good person. I'm trying to be, but I'm not yet. I don't understand you guys. Fuck. Thank you. There it is. That was a really long delay.
Buy a tent and live in that.
Love that TTS. That's loud to me right now.
We heart Mako.
Thank you again, Silent Nachos. Yeah, no, that definitely helps. The problem is, I need so much money. I need so much more money than my audience could ever reasonably give me to like. What? Okay. It's another 120.
Oh shit, this means war.
That.
What does it say?
They donated $20. Silent Nachos donated $100, and then here's Ed donated $120 and said this means war. So I just got money number of dollars.
240 Mako.
Thank you guys. That's damn. All I had to do was say I almost killed myself today and give me money. I didn't. There was no chance in hell that I would have actually died today.
If you donate $120 more, you'll have my number.
Oh my god. Yeah. I'm trying to eat my sandwich, man. No, that one's dirty. I don't want that one. Don't. I don't eat that one. It's not in my. And don't use anything that has an address on it either.
What about this box?
It has an address on it. Yeah, thank you guys. I think I'm gonna invest that money in stocks, like the safe stocks, because I need stock money so I can get free money later in life. Is smart. I need like a lot I need a lot of money to... This is not me begging you guys for the record. This is not me saying, hey, I need like $10,000 to fork it up. No.
Weezer, 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 Weezer,
Okay.
Weezer, 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 Weezer.
Box time, I guess. But like, I need money for... I mostly just want surgery. I want to get that $10,000 fat transfer surgery so I can have weight in the parts of my body that I actually want it to be in, so that I don't hate myself as much. That's honestly like priority number one for me in terms of money. And also living with friends, like moving out of this house. But that's... you don't need... You don't need a lot of money for that all at once. You mostly just need a steady source of income, which is something I could handle. Like, I can handle a steady source of income. It's just like the large amounts of money. Yeah, I want to eat a sandwich. There's no address visible on this, is it?
I scrolled it out.
Okay.
Now's the time. Avery attack.
Axel donated $2 and said now's the time, Avery attack.
Hmm?
Do you know what my $2 donation to redeem is?
Is that bonk?
Yeah. I am a stupid, funny internet cat boy clown that you guys all treat as a toy to throw money at. Ow! Don't break my headphones. That I couldn't even see that one coming. That was like intense.
You okay?
Yeah. I want to eat my sandwich.
Assassins greet him.
You should have spelled the creed with a K.
Fred. Now this is a Subway sandwich.
Hmm.
Like, would you eat a Subway sandwich this size?
Maybe. Oh, I'm so glad I have food finally. Mako insulted my donation. I cried. Did I? I don't remember what I said.
Suplex that motherfucker. You didn't donate the suplex amount.
I will let Avery suplex me for like $10,000 if that's something that happens.
Okay, so yeah, Mac will let me suplex him for $10,000. I will suplex Mako for $70.
You know I'm getting the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
You kinda did. What did I say? I don't remember anything. I have terrible memory because there's so many words in my head all the time. I think that's why I have such bad memory, by the way. I think I figured it out. It's that there's the fractal concepts of words and sentences and thoughts that are constantly happening, is that there's so many of them that I can't possibly remember all of them. So sometimes I just forget random ones, and sometimes they're important. Invest your donation money on bread. Hope you guys are enjoying this mukbang stream. They can't hear that. You can see the mic bar is not going up. That they can hear. Today's donation was because I wanted to gift you some money for hard times. Yeah, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. What?
The purple one from a wall palace thing?
Purple?
Purple name.
There is no purple name in this chat.
Where are you selling nachos? The one with the orange in it.
What?
Right there! Like the 8th message up!
From who? What color is their
Waffle
name?
House, purple!
Chat. Hang on a second. Purple. This is purple. This is purple. This color is purple.
Yeah, purple!
Okay. Okay.
Well, sorry that all the colors look wrong because you have fucking flux on.
There's no world where that's purple.
Looks purple from back here.
Why the fuck is my name brown? It might assign. I think it assigns colors at random or something. I don't know.
Still, you didn't read the fucking message.
Oh. Alright, Avery47. Your target is a Catboy streamer known as Mako Ray. He spends most of his day in his room high as the Empire State Building, so this shouldn't be too hard. Good luck for your son. I'm not high most of the time. It's just a lot. I smoke like a couple times a week max. What's my color? You're green. What a language that is. No, Kevin, you're red for me. Didn't expect to get my 15 seconds of fame today, but okay. I don't know if that counts. I mean, you can take that if it makes you feel happy. I showed the color of your name to 25 stream viewers. I guess you're famous. Hola Mako, mi nombre es Nacho. Thanks for the trip report, Mako. Avery, you're the best. Peace. See you later, Sea Green. Thank you for coming and listening to all this.
See ya.
The stream will be probably over when I'm done eating this sandwich. This is probably the realest I will ever be on this channel. Like, it really doesn't get any realer than that. I hope you guys maybe got something out of this.
Yeah.
And I hope you understand that death and darkness are not necessarily things to be afraid of, and that life can spawn still from properly confronting them and being honest with yourself about them, and not being in denial about your true nature.
I'm offended that nobody donated to have me.
Yeah. I love watching Mako Ray. It makes me feel better about myself. I can't... I don't know. There's two ways to interpret that, one of which is much worse than the other, so I'm going to choose to interpret it the good way.
Schadenfreude is a powerful thing.
Hopeless organic release date. If I can finish these pictures, and there's probably a couple more pages I want to write. Now that I had this experience, there's some things. There's a couple words that came out. I keep pointing that way because that's the direction of the forest that I was in. There's a couple things. There's a couple words that came out of that I want to put on a piece of paper. So I need to write a little bit more, not much. I need to finish drawings. I hope to get it out by the end of this month. At this point, it seems like it might be. It could. Okay, if it wasn't for the fact that I also have to figure out how to like actually release a book, like on Amazon ebooks and stuff, I would say probably this month. But it might be very early May. It's not going to be much longer, and I really can't wait for you guys to read it because, again, I am a writer, and I want people to see the stuff that I think I'm actually capable of doing good. Because there's a lot of things I can't do very good, but I think I'm a pretty decent writer. I hope I am. And if I'm not, I'm pretty sure I have the potential to become one. But like, I think I'm already pretty good. Guys, I wish I could fix the lag. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it. God, this game has such a good soundtrack. When I finally move into a different house, I will do everything in my power to make sure the internet there is as stable as possible. But honestly, I could barely be bothered right now. I don't have a lot of attachment to anything that really goes on here. This is not my house. This is just where I am until I can be somewhere else. I think YouTube is hiding certain chat messages from me. I see a reply to Geico Slav, but I don't see his message. Okay. I think that's enough box time, right? We did it. We did it. I wonder when the Waffle House is gonna find its new host. Almost done my sandwich. Maybe one day I'll be a big shot author. That would be really cool. Can I clip stuff? My attention span is crabby, and so I think someone else probably has the same issue, so I could clip stuff and make it into a thingy magiggy for Zoom Zooms. I would be very happy for that. Guys, if anybody ever wants to do any free labor for me, that's, yeah. People don't realize that's what it is, but like people who make like clip compilations and stuff or just upload clips of other people are doing free work for them, free advertising, and that would be really cool for me because I don't really have the energy to do it myself. Like I still have a TikTok, I still have YouTube Shorts I could be making. I could be posting so many clips for my stream, but I just don't have the time and energy. I'm focusing on other things. Things that I could actually do. Writing my book is something I can actually do, even when I don't have the energy to do harder things like that stuff. You know, it's interesting the way we think of words. I kept calling myself pathetic this stream, and people hear that and they probably assume I'm being hard on myself. But that word has changed meaning for me. It's not an inherently negative thing, it's kind of just an objective descriptor. Calling myself pathetic is like calling someone, like, physically disabled. Like, if someone's in a wheelchair, you know, I'm not insulting them by saying they're disabled, that's just kind of what they are. And that's one last analogy I wanted to make. Maybe the last one, I don't know. I know people can't hear me right now, but they'll catch up. Trying to force yourself to be happy and deal with everything when you know you can't is like trying to brute force cure your own depression really is like trying to stand up when you don't have any legs. It just doesn't work like that. You do not have the power to do that. Yeah? Yes, in just a couple minutes. I'm gonna go play Trivial Pursuit with my family in a minute.
What else do you have to say? What else do you have to say?
Just like I kind of lost it, but I think I probably already said it, honestly. Oh, I do want to read my fortune cookie before I finish the stream. That'll be the last thing I do.
1 second, though.
Yeah?
Just a few more. The trees are becoming the implication of screaming faces.
Mm-hmm. These are things that I was seeing back when the trip was still starting.
Mako is, quote, being abducted by the fucking Martians right now. Gritting through the end of an exercise forever. Mako is abusing the mechanics to make noises.
Huh?
Mako is seeing rainbows and tendrils when his eyes are closed.
Wait, what was the mechanics thing?
You're using the mechanics to make noises.
Now that okay, I don't remember saying that, but I think I know what I meant. I was probably saying I'm abusing the mechanics of this body to, like, do what I want with it. Just to be able to say words. Because words are really complicated. There's so many, like, sounds coming out of my mouth so fast, and it's so intricate. The way I say things, the way anyone says things, it's so complicated.
He is leaking. Rainbow grid. Mako wants to know what's up with the rainbow grid, and is questioning the purpose of his tissues.
I really want to know what's up with the grid. I don't know what the grid is.
He is mumbling a lot. I said at a point where you were mumbling a lot. Because I couldn't understand what you were saying.
Alright.
We were not sent, we were found, we were dug up.
I was talking about like divine purpose in life. About people think that Earth is like a test that you gotta prove yourself good and live your best life. And I was like, no, that's not what it is. We just kind of exist. And that's like an old inside joke about Kyle used to say that he was not born, he was dug up. That's all it is.
He says I'm weird and from the internet.
What drug did you took? Psilocybin mushrooms.
Cartoon Happy Funtime Land made us solve.
Okay, Mako, have you tried yoga? Not really.
He wonders if the shamanic hole or divine is made up funky elf bullshit from the mushrooms affecting his brain chemistry.
Can you say that one again?
He wonders if the shamanic hole or divine is made up funky elf bullshit from the mushrooms affecting his brain chemicals.
Oh yeah, I was wondering if the universal consciousness thing was just, like not actually real, but just something people think is real because of shrooms. I don't know.
Guy questions how to clean a cot. If he's already going to be
spell the drug name. Oh my god. Oh my god. So P-S-I-L-O-C-Y-B-I-M. Yeah, that's how you do it.
If he's already going to be breathing in and out, he might as well be making noises with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't stop talking, because, you know, I might as well.
He feels like an alien piloting a stupid mech.
Yeah, I felt like a little guy. I felt like I was a little alien guy in my brain. And this, guys, I really don't associate this body as being myself at this point in my life. I'm just something inside of it. I am not this. This is a mech. This is a golem that I'm piloting. Hang on, I got my fortune.
Yep.
No, that's too blurry. Acting on a good idea is better than just having a good idea. I can agree with that. I am a man of action. When I'm able to do something, I do it if I want to do it. I just can't do it a lot of the time. Well, I can, but it's so hard that it's not even worth trying a lot of the time.
Respectful. Mako was infantile, baby, small.
I did not need other words in between those words. That's all I needed to say.
I think you mentioned this one, but Mako pointing at something on the ground, quote, I keep thinking that's you.
Like, I was pointing down there, and I was like, is that it? Hey, wait, is that you? And from behind me, Avery was like, no! And I just started laughing.
He can take being a clown. He's a fierce kitty cat lion.
Yeah.
This was mentioned because you were standing in the rain earlier. I wrote that he is standing in the rain again, and then followed by, trees do not have wings.
Yeah, I couldn't it looked like there was a wing of some sort coming out of that tree that I was trying to piss on. Like, I had to not get hit by it. I mean, it wasn't moving, I was just like trying not to run into it. It was really dark. The darkness definitely, I think, helped the hallucinations.
Everywhere's eyeballs, even on his shoes.
Oh yeah, no, I saw very vivid eyeballs all over my shoes. Yeah, there were so many rainbow eyeballs everywhere. Oh my god. There was something I was gonna say. I don't remember. I think it was about me laughing, or oh no, it was about me dying. That's right. Yeah, I was just okay. I think it's time to end the stream because they're waiting for us out there.
He feels like a psych patient. Worries are just funny thoughts.
Worries are just funny thoughts?
Yes.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, there's one more that I felt like I need to write down. Mac was thinking about snails. He made sure I needed to know. I did not need to write it down. He just wanted me to know.
Yeah. I don't remember what I was thinking about, but I thought about snails very briefly, and I just wanted Avery to know that.
Smart in a coincidental way.
Anyway, God, I'm just remembering how much I felt like I was dying. Like, it really felt like I was dying. I can't, like, I don't know if that's actually what dying feels like, but I think it probably is. Like, I have felt something that most people are, well, they'll feel eventually, but they're not gonna have to feel for a long time. And when they do, it'll be different from that. I don't know.
Words of wisdom, I am Kitty Wizard.
What do you rate Chalky Milk on a scale of 1 to 10, Mako? I rate it highly. I would say like an 8.
To the other room.
Alright, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I told you it had a happy ending. I'm going to fix myself. I just can't do it by myself. I need doctors to do it for me. Or maybe just drugs. Just like drugs, but like the good kind that actually work. Yeah. Not salvia. Not salvia. Psilocybin is good, but it was only good for realizing what's wrong with me, not good for like actually being the thing to fix it. Maybe it could help fix it if I did it a really good way. I don't know. But I need medicine. No shame in getting help. Exactly. I have very little. I still have some shame about some things, but I definitely have very measurably less shame in my body now than I did yesterday. That is for sure. It is hard to feel shame while your best friend is staring at you, leaking snot all over your own face and rubbing it in your forehead and hair and ripping your own hair out of your scalp and laughing uncontrollably. Anyway, bye everybody.